The containment cell stretched 40 meters in every direction, its walls humming with quantum stabilizers that could hold a collapsing star. Commander Marcus Kane hung suspended in the center, energy restraints crackling around his wrists and ankles. The Zephyrian guards had been too thorough. They'd stripped him of his weapons, his armor, even his neural interface. But they'd missed the most dangerous thing about him: his mind. The heavy blast doors groaned open, and Kane's captors dragged in 3 massive forms. Dragons. Not the mythical beasts from Earth's folklore, but the real thing, bioengineered apex predators from the Andromeda raids. Each one measured 15 meters from snout to tail, scales shimmering with embedded nanotechnology that could deflect plasma rounds. Their eyes glowed with artificial intelligence, and their breath could melt through titanium steel composites. "Enjoy your new cellmates, human," hissed General Vextar through the comm system. "These beauties haven't fed in cycles. We're curious to see how long your species can survive." The energy restraints deactivated, dropping Kane to the floor. The dragons circled him immediately, their enhanced senses cataloging every aspect of their prey. The largest, a crimson beast with surgical scars along its flanks, approached first, lowering its massive head to study the strange new addition to their domain. Kane remained perfectly still, his breathing slowed to barely perceptible levels, a technique refined through decades of deep space reconnaissance. The dragon's nostrils flared, sampling his scent. It found something unexpected. No fear. The beast's head tilted, confusion flickering in its augmented consciousness. Prey animals exhibited terror, released pheromones that triggered hunting instincts. This creature emitted nothing. It simply stood there, watching them with the same clinical detachment a scientist might observe lab specimens. Kane's lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. "You're wondering why I'm not running," he said softly. "The Zephyrians told you I was prey, but they made a mistake. A critical one." The second dragon, jet black with silver highlights, stalked closer. Its cybernetic enhancements whirred as targeting systems locked onto Kane's vitals. Still, the human didn't move. "See, they think they know what humans are. Weak, fragile, easy to break." Kane's voice carried across the cell with unnatural calm. "They've never encountered someone like me." The third dragon, smaller but more heavily modified, circled behind him. 3 apex predators, perfectly positioned. Any other human would have been torn apart within seconds. Instead, Kane closed his eyes and began to speak in a language that predated the Zephyrian Empire. Binary code. The dragon's cybernetic components were sophisticated, but they shared a common flaw. All artificial intelligence systems required base-level programming languages. Kane had spent 15 years infiltrating enemy networks, learning every digital dialect in known space, including the one used to program biomechanical hybrids. The largest dragon's head snapped up, its eyes flickering between red and blue. Its targeting systems were receiving conflicting commands. The binary phrases Kane whispered weren't random. They were override codes, each sequence carefully crafted to exploit vulnerabilities in military-grade AI. "Impossible," came Vextar's voice through the comm, tinged with the first note of uncertainty. Kane opened his eyes. The dragons stood motionless, their enhanced minds caught in recursive loops as their programming battled against itself. He'd turned their greatest advantages, their intelligence, their cybernetic systems, into weaknesses. "You want to know what kind of monster I am?" Kane stepped forward, placing his hand on the crimson dragon's snout. The beast trembled but couldn't pull away, its motor functions locked by cascading system failures. "I'm the kind that turns your own weapons against you." The cell's blast doors began to cycle open. Kane had embedded a final subroutine in his binary assault, one that interfaced with the Zephyrian security network through the dragon's communication arrays. Every door, every force field, every defense system in the prison complex was now under his control. As alarms began wailing throughout the facility, Kane walked toward freedom, 3 deadly dragons following in his wake like loyal hounds. The Zephyrians had tried to throw him to the monsters. They'd forgotten he was the apex predator.